Past day 10 with an energetic breakthrough, thankfully. And watermelon juice, my favorite. Incredible with a pinch of cinnamon, but we'll get into that. The last update I shared a couple days ago was from day 8. And I talked about a really successful first week, integrating new recipes and a new routine, feeling highly energetic for the most part, going through a couple waves of a couple moments of detoxification symptoms, some fatigue here and there, but overly a really, really successful and positive first week. And so what I want to share about the last 2 days, we'll say most of day 8 and big time day yesterday was a lot of fatigue, a lot of brain fog. I felt myself over the past 2 days having to lay down throughout the day a few times and just not engage in any type of energetic activities. Just allow my mind to rest. Just spend a little bit more quiet time, a little bit more alone time, and thinking about this as a barrier and what moving forward looks like. And I talked about throughout this this experience, this experiment. My intention is to answer questions for myself, and some of those questions, all of those questions involve getting to know my body on a deeper level. And that's what these cleanses, these long-term detoxification experiences will do for you. And one of the questions I have in my mind is about that. This is about maintaining high levels of energy to get me through the work that I need to do, to have the mental clarity to do the things that I do. As a mindfulness and a meditation teacher, it's very important to have that clarity, to be focused, to be present at all times. And so when you go through a prolonged juice feast, John Rose, for example, recommends having a teaspoon of hemp seed oil for males to keep that little bit of fat, to help with that clarity, that additional energy. I have considered supplementing with an avocado once a day as well down the line. But for now, I want to make it a point to go as far as possible in that place of the solid food vacation. It's very, very important to give the digestive system in its entirety a complete time of recovery, a complete rest. As I talked about just a few days ago, our bodies have spent so much time in a perpetual state of digestion with minimal healing. Prolonged juice fasting allows the body's digestive systems to rest and recover and rebuild itself. Juice fasting provides our bodies with all the abundance of nutrients necessary to complete the detoxification tasks in each one of our vital organs. And so watermelon juice is a perfect example of this. Watermelon is abundant with an enzyme called glutathione. Now, glutathione neutralizes and eliminates toxins and is a vital component in cleansing the liver specifically. And we know that we use our liver to keep ourselves cleansed. The liver purifies the things that we send through it. And it works very, very hard. It works too hard for many of us, right? And so we have a lot of issues when our liver becomes overwhelmed and starts to shut down. Watermelon juice, glutathione is a powerful piece of that healing. Okay. And so when we talk about the different types of juices that we bring into our system, specifically during a feast, we want to be aware of the nutritional nutritional aspects of them. and what they assist with. Now, I absolutely love this watermelon juice for multiple reasons. Yes, my liver needs the love, it needs the healing, it needs the rest, or it needs the recovery. This is profoundly important for that. It is also very satiating, very hydrating, very nourishing. So watermelon juice is, I call it the foundational juice of this cleanse. It's what I have more of than anything. And with a tiny pinch of organic Ceylon cinnamon, oh, it's ideal. It's absolutely incredible. Love it very much. Keeps me happy, keeps me high vibrational. While I know that I will be going without a very full belly for some time, I'm not going without enjoyment, without love, without taste, because it's absolute divinity in creation. And so I highly recommend an abundance of watermelon juice throughout your juice feast for these reasons. Another popular juicing recipe, and one that we had here for a couple weeks in a row leading up to this, is a mixture of greens, including celery, cucumber. You can add some green apple with parsley and cilantro. Very, very important combination. And then lemon juice. This particular juice is fantastic for juice feasts because the parsley and the cilantro work very well synergistically to hack away and pull away at that mucoid plaque along the digestive tract. Cilantro pulls hard metals and chemicals from the body. The celery and the cucumber are very detoxifying. They flush the system. So you will hear very similar versions of this particular recipe, and I also add ginger to it as well. As a matter of fact, I'll add ginger to pretty much every juice throughout this juice feast. So starting with a green juice, a mixture like that will help to get some of the work started, help to start hacking away at the mucoid plaque inside the system, and then begin to pull it out, as well as all the heavy metals that we still have throughout our system, particularly up in our, around our brain area and our pineal glands. So I recommend starting there. Citrus juices are going to be very, very important as well, particularly the astringent juices, orange and grapefruit, which I go through quite a bit. Again, these astringent juices tug away and pull away at that wall of plaque that we have inside. And remember that that's removing that, getting that out of our system once and for all, which is an enormous chore, but it is very, very important. And so it's important to give ourselves what we need to be able to get through that. So I'm pretty much rotating a few things. The green juice that we talked about, celery, cucumber, green apples, parsley, and cilantro. And with that perfect ideal combination, you can add any additional leafy greens, dark greens that you like, and then cap it all off with some squeezed lemon, or put your lemon through the juicer as well. That's an ideal juice to start and to have several times throughout your juice feast. Watermelon juice by itself, to me, is like I said, the perfect foundational juice to have throughout the whole time. It will keep you hydrated. It will keep you full of that glutathione, continue to flush the liver specifically. And it also has similar flushing effects and healing effects on the other vital organs in the body. You want to have a lot of citrus. Like I said, oranges and grapefruits are very, very important. So I'll juice a lot of oranges, a lot of grapefruit. I'll typically add some pineapple to them as well, because pineapples taste great, right? And I would say that's the base. Okay, that's what I'm going to have 49 times out of 50. And then beyond that, it's supplementing with whatever I feel drawn to, on the shopping days. We'll be juicing some mangoes as well. Love, love, love mangoes. Mangoes don't provide quite as much juice as some other things, but they're very powerfully nutrient. You will also notice that all of the juices that I talk about going through and making on a regular basis are also very, very alkalining. And if you remember, pretty much the most important, the most vital piece of this journey is to get this vessel into a state of alkalinity at all times, and to really give myself a prolonged period of time for that deep internal healing that I have needed and I have craved forever, for so long. And I have gone through versions of this, smaller versions of it throughout time, while now coming into the understanding that that we all need to go through a deep healing, a deep cleanse at some point to remove all of the waste that we carry around. I encourage you to look some things up. See if you can figure out how much mucoid plaque you're carrying around in your body. I bet you could fill 5 or 6 of these jars. Maybe many, many more. And it's not just carrying around this waste. It's not just carrying around this weight. It's also the understanding that what this plaque does is it forms a barrier on the inside of our digestional tract. And even if we are in the place of the most highest vibrational daily routine in terms of consumption, only a small amount of the nutrients that we ingest are going to get through into our bloodstream because they're blocked by that wall. So it holds us back on multiple levels. And it is very important to just once and for all go through the deep internal healing that will allow yourself the removal of it. And the only way to do that is a prolonged juice fast. The juices that we drink regularly, they are also intended to kill off and remove any of the parasites that grow in our body and then have collected for a long period of time. Specifically in the first couple of weeks of a juice feast, when you feel your body screaming for these cravings and these addictions and things like that, that's these parasites that are starving. And I know mine are starving right now, and that makes me happy. It almost, it almost is that extra piece of keeping myself from, wanting to cave in and get a snack when I know, okay, I feel like I'm starving, but the things that I don't want inside me are starving too, and I like that. That's that extra motivational piece right there that says, stay the course, because when those things are removed, when they're no longer present in your body, we're no longer going to feel overwhelmed with these cravings and these addictions. This is where they come from. This is why we must remove them. And so we're covering cleansing, regenerating all of the important vital organs in the bodies, the very organs that start to shut down and give us problems as we move into our 40s, 50s, 60s, these twilight years of our lives, when, we should be able to spend time with the knowledge we have accumulated and the relationships that we have developed, and not, suffer and have to pull out all of our life into healing and trying to figure things out and going to doctors and things like that, when we have the knowing and we have the understanding that we are divine healers and that everything that we need available to us is here and present. We just need to access it, and that's a big part of what this journey is about. I love that piece. I love that piece of life. I love the journey. I love what it feels like to obtain a new level of knowledge, a new level of insight, and how that manifests in my physical world. Because of the things that I'm able to understand now, I can take myself on this healing journey, and I can change some things, and I can fix some things, and I can prolong my life, and I can prolong the clarity that I have about things. And, I'm we all need that. It's very, very important. And And I know that it's easy to eat food, and it's a comfortable place to be in. And, you know, and I've been up and down with weight challenges throughout my entire life, because, you know, I started out without any knowledge. And I just assumed that this world wouldn't put bad things out there for me, and it did. So a lot of us were fooled. But we have a very important challenge to do. Part of this journey is to give ourselves everything that we need to have that fighting chance, to really heal. And so I encourage everybody that at some point in your life, and of course when better than now, go through a full detoxification, a cleansing of the body, the mind, and the spirit. And you know, here at Engaged Reiki, we hit every point, we hit it all. This is the physical, but it also contributes profoundly to the mental and the spiritual. These physical bodies have been through hell for years. We spend a lot of times, you know, in our morning practice, in our meditations, in our mindfulness, in our pranayama, you know, adding that armor of God, sharpening the sword of our awareness, so that we can prepare ourselves to be out in this world, a world abundant with deception and toxicity, and keep it away from us. But we also have deep internal healing because of all of the years and all of the toxicity that has gotten into us for a long, long time. It's there, and we have to deal with it. And so I'm happy to say that on day 10 of dealing with it, I feel really good. I had an absolute breakthrough in terms of energy. I have felt high vibrational all day. I felt fairly clear of the mind. And I'm very hopeful that it will continue. I promise that I will continue to drink watermelon juice every chance that I get. And I will continue to share whatever updates and knowledge that I'm able to. I can tell you that through day 10, the poo continues to be fairly solid. And I will leave you with the knowledge that when you get to this point, you can no longer trust a fart. And know that I love you.